Good.
All right, good evening and welcome to the August 24th, 2026 Shelbyville Plan Commission meeting. Mr. Secretary, would you call the roll, please?
Yes, Mr. Comstock,
Here.
Mr. Lux,
Here.
Mr. Schuler,
Here.
Mr. Nolly,
Here.
Mr. Garrett,
Here.
Mrs. Hall. Oh, she's not here. Miss Tinsley Price
Here.
and Miss Means Davis.
Present.
All right, we have a quorum present, so we can move forward. Entertain a motion for approval of the minutes from the June 22nd meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the June 2022
Second.
meeting.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That has passed. We have no old business before us. Under new business tonight, we have PC 2026-07 rezone request. Would you like to read the petition?
Yes, first item is PC 2026-07, which is a rezone request by X-Ag Land Holdings LLC of parcel number 73-11-07-100-028.000-002, which is located at the physical address of 1115 St. Joe Street. And this is a rezone request from institutional to business general. We do have proof of publication and paper.
Thank you very much. Is the petitioner here? Would you please step up to the podium, please? I should have already asked you up. I'm sorry. Can you state your name and tell us a little bit about your project here? Hold on, we'll get you, make sure you're mic'd up.
Here you go.
Thank you.
My name is Laura Corman. My husband and I are the owners of X-Ag Land Holdings. And I own a dance studio here in town. I've been in business for 8 years now here in town, and I've rented spaces all 8 years, and I'm just looking for a more permanent, larger location for my studio to be housed. So.
Okay. Anything else you want to add? You good? All right. So you just stay up there. We'll see if we have any questions from the commission. Start on the far right here. Just join in.
Okay. Well, I know that Hendricks Elementary is right there behind you, and I know that you share a lot or the lane to get in, so that's already been talked about not being an issue. But I know a lot of times they have evening events and sometimes use the parking lot there. Are you going to be, or would you be willing to work with them about where to park and that sort of thing?
Absolutely,
I know your family's in education, but I
Yeah,
just want to
no.
make sure it was.
I used to work in education. I totally understand. Yes.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Is that it, Betsy? No question? Mr. Garrett?
Yes, what will be your hours of operations to maybe see if you'll have any interference with Hendricks?
So this coming year, I'm only open 3 days a week, and they're all in the evening times. They're Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. The earliest time that my first class starts will be at 4 o'clock. So it would be after school hours. So there would be no interference with the coming in and out of the drive or the buses. And the latest class that I have ends at 8:30. But I don't have anything on Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Next.
No questions.
Mr. Lux, any questions?
Not a question, but more a confirmation. Just wanted in the record that this property is returning to a taxable entity for property taxes.
Yes.
Thank you.
He'll rejoin the tax roll.
And the petitioner looks excited about that,
Yes.
doesn't he? Yeah, yeah. She thought she would inherit the old tax. Mr. Cobb?
No questions.
Okay. All right. So I will close comment and questions from the board. If there are any comments or questions from the audience, if you'd like to step up, state your name and give your comment or question. Seeing none, we will close comment, open it back up. Anybody? Nope, nothing. Okay. All right. Well, in that case, entertain a motion. Good.
I'd like to make a motion to forward a favorable recommendation for the rezone petition presented before this body, rezoning from the IS institutional zoning classification to the BN business neighborhood classification pursuant to the planning staff's report and findings of the facts.
Second.
Motion is second. Everybody cast their ballot. Got them all? Okay.
This is for PC 2026-07. Ms. Tinsley Price votes yes. Ms. Means Davis votes yes. Mr. Garrett votes yes. Mr. Nolly votes yes. Mr. Schuler votes yes. Mr. Comstock votes yes, and Mr. Lux votes yes. Has been approved.
All right. Thank you. It's passed. It's signed. Congratulations. And how soon do you be open for business?
So I'm still renting in my other place until we can make everything official. So my classes don't start until after Labor Day.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Good luck to you.
thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving along. Our second item is PC 2026-08, Summit of Shelbyville. We have a name now. Okay, a minor subdivision. Mr. Evans, you want to read that? And Mr. Musselman, if you want to approach.
Yes, the next petition on the agenda is PC 2026-08, Summit of Shelbyville Minor Subdivision. This is a petition by David Musselman for a minor subdivision preliminary plat approval to subdivide one parcel into 3 lots. This request is located at the intersection of Progress Parkway and High Point Boulevard in Shelbyville. This petition consists of a parcel with a parcel ID of 73-11-09-200-00 or 088.000-002, which is roughly 12.8 acres in size. The subdivision property is located within BG Business General Zoning District. And note, this was approved by the Plat Committee on August the 24th of 2026. A public appeal was filed within 30 days of the appeal window, thus the need for this here to be heard by the full Plan Commission Board. We do have proof.
Good evening, Planning
There.
Commission. My name is David Musselman. Glad to be back. I'm excited to invest a lot of money in Shelbyville. Building 72 apartments, phase 1 on the southern southwest side of that parcel up there. Phase 2 will be to the north. And then phase 3 will be on the other side of High Point Boulevard. It's going to be just under 300 apartments during 3 phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. It's going to be market rate apartments. I think you know all the information we've talked before. But the reason for this ask is to get these parcels to match the TIF allocation areas. And so the TIF has been approved by the city council and the RDC and many other different bodies and committees around the city. And we just need approval. We had an appeal, and so I'm asking for the approval to put this one parcel and create 3 parcels out of this one parcel. If that makes sense. So parcel 1, parcel 2, parcel 3. It's going to be a great project. Happy to answer any questions. I thank you for your partnership. Looking forward to getting started ASAP.
One thing before I open up, just clarify, is lot 1, is that the initial? That's phase 1?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
So lot 1 is track 1, parcel 1, and that'll include the detention pond and phase 1, 72 apartments.
Thank you. All right. Well, let's start at the other end this time with questions from the commission. Tyler?
Not a question, but also a piece of clarification. During this process of this project, it was discovered that that section of High Point Boulevard was not formally dedicated. It was always apparent right away. However, we had no formal dedication. So through this process, we also are dedicating a 70-foot wide right of way for High Point Boulevard through there. That 70 feet matches our thoroughfare plan that we have to date. So I just kind of wanted to note that as well, as it's helped cleaning that up. So not only that, but the plat also establishes all the easements needed for the property. all the drainage easements, the utility easements and such that's needed for, Indian American Water wants to be in their dedicated, exclusive easement and such. So that's kind of explaining a little bit of how the plat works. So I had no question, but just want to clarify all that.
Thank you. Mr. Lux?
Yeah, my question is more for Tyler. The drainage from this area, I know they said they're gonna build a retention pond, but does the drainage go south there? Because there's an intermittent problem south of McKay Road to the east of, and so if you could talk about that a little bit, just want to make sure we don't make that worse.
Yeah, so as he stated, and as you see on the plat, there, I forget what the acreage is, but I think it's about a 2 to 3 acre pond that's going to be located along the frontage of Progress Parkway. It's going to have an outlet control structure that goes to the ditch of Progress Parkway as well as a emergency spillway. That way, if the pond ever backs up, it forcefully goes into Progress Parkway and nowhere else. Now, that ditch of Progress Parkway, along with all the drainage for the road itself, utilizes those ditches and then a large culvert that goes under Progress Parkway, and then it then turns and goes under the railroad. So what you are saying, if I'm getting it straight, actually, I can show you. Unfortunately, the public won't see it, but are you talking about these areas right here of grass at the, so those are actually,
Those are intended.
those are intended.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I can kind of say it verbally. So the east side of Progress Parkway, the northeast corner of Progress and McKay, and then the southeast corner of Progress and McKay, those are actually dedicated flood areas intended for storage capacity.
Okay.
So
they're
kind of,
doing what they were supposed
yeah,
to do.
that is how that's supposed to operate.
All
And
right.
all those trees in there are supposed to be made for that. So, yeah, even though it looks like it's all flooding, that is on purpose to kind of hold everything back.
And that water is coming from where? From High Points?
So all that, I shouldn't say all that water. A lot of that water is coming from Progress Parkway to the north that makes its way south. I forget where the ridge line is on Progress Parkway, where it breaks north. There's a large drainage system that goes through the field and then drains directly to the Lewis Creek. Some of that goes south. Again, I can't remember exactly where that break point is, but some of that goes south and then makes its way through Southern Trace, and then it goes through Tony Logan's, and then it goes through Eagle Brook, and then it makes its way. Yeah, so it utilizes all of the existing topography to flow where it used to flow in the existing conditions. So, yep.
All right. Thank you. And understanding that, I think 15 years from now, we kind of expect most of that to be residential.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, thank you.
No questions at this time.
Yeah, mine maybe is more for staff, but in the finding of fact, can we kind of touch on the minimum lot frontage? Because he's way over that. So I wanted to maybe address that for the public, as I think it has a lot of concerns for a lot of the people.
Yeah, so kind of taking a step back, the specific petition before us this evening and before the plat committee earlier this month is the creation of these lots, not the previous apartment project or TIF or any of that. And to your specific question, when these subdivisions, major, minor, or administrative subdivisions come through, there are specific minimum or maximum standards. One of those being minimum lot width, which I forget what it is for this district. He is far exceeding that. The rationale with that minimum lot width is just ensuring that when you create these lots, they are actually buildable. It has enough width there for individual drives or access easements or whatever it might be, if that were needed.
Thank you.
Okay, I have no questions. I think everybody's handled it pretty well. At this time, we will close comment from the Plan Commission and open it up to the public. If anybody from the public has a comment or question, they can approach and state their name and their question. I do ask that this is about the plat, so the questions must be pertaining to the plat.
Connie Lindsay. So when I opened this up, I just want to make sure I understand. We are taking one lot, dividing into three pieces to match the TIF. And I guess I didn't understand how the TIF worked. I thought it was for the whole parcel. So are we saying that it's just going to be a TIF for beginning with each section as you build? Is that what's going on here?
Please,
So
I don't know that.
The tip is by phase. So the first phase is only the tip for that phase.
Which would be the
in
lot
case-
one.
Right? In
Okay.
case we never build the other ones, I don't want the city to be responsible for phase 2 or phase 3. So it's
Okay.
three separate parcels.
And that's something, I mean, I've been to all the city council meetings too, and I don't think we talked about it being split into three, did we? I don't think it was discussed that way. That's why I had the question when I saw that. What's going on here? So thank you, that makes sense.
Did discuss it.
Did you? Okay, I must have missed it.
I believe so.
Okay, well, thank you, appreciate it. That makes sense.
If there's a question you need to approach, give your name and
Edward Comstock, former candidate for State House. I just wanted to verify this is Addison Township, correct? I know it's in the city limits, but if I'm reading the map, it's Addison Township. And the other question that I wanted to just clarify, will the upcoming educational referendum for Shelbyville Central Schools, will that affect your project, sir? And that's the only thing I wanted to bring to light, because I don't know if you realize that or not. There's a referendum on November 3rd, just to protect you, sir.
Right, thank you for that information. I think that's a discussion between our attorneys. I do not know the answer to that. Okay, thank you.
you know the Addison, is Addison, isn't
I
it?
believe it is in Addison Township.
My thoughts, thank you.
Any other comments or questions? State your name and your question, please.
My first question would be, but we're still talking about what he's proposed that he's going to put over there. That's still going to happen. A clubhouse, pickleball courts, a kid's playground. That's still all going to happen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but you want to come a little closer so we can hear the response.
So the amenities would be on phase 3 across the street from High Point Boulevard, and that is a part of the development agreement that was signed between the city and DJM Investments.
Okay. And then you kind of hit on part of another question I have about taking, is it High Point and making it wider? Is that what you
I
Uh,
talked
think I'll let
about?
Mr. Comstock.
No,
answer.
no, we're not making it wider. It remains as is. So right now there is technically no right of way dedicated. It's all apparent easement. So what we're doing is we are taking that and through this plat, that is the cleanest way to dedicate right of way. And we're using the 70-foot wide right of way width. We're not extending the road to 70 feet wide, but that encompasses the sidewalks, necessary side ditches, utilities and such. So what it is we have a thoroughfare plan that designates each roadway classification. And then based on that classification of use, we have certain widths that are needed. High Point Boulevard, I believe is a thorough or
I think it's a
sorry,
collective.
arterial. So that classification requires a 70-foot wide. So we are putting that in paper and dedicating it through this plat. So
So basically it was a paperwork oversight over the.
it's the formal process.
I give it, you give the engineer and I'll give the English one.
Yeah, no, sorry,
No plans for a light or anything there?
not at this.
I think 44 apartments, 144 cars, maybe 288 cars. So you have all of that congestion coming out and even wondering about progress, how people are going to get out. Is it going to be another roundabout? like
Yeah.
They're putting all over Shelbyville?
So nothing's needed at this time. When that intersection was formed, when High Point Boulevard was put in, that was kind of classified as commercial. I think commercial would probably have more traffic than that. Something else is, people in apartments don't all leave at the same time. They're scattered out usually over 3 work shifts. So it's going to be not as bad. Now, David and we've spoken about future phases. The next phases, we'll start looking into, okay, if he mirrors this and there's another, I forget how many parking spaces over there, does that then trigger it? So that's where, as a part of the engineering review for the next phase, we'll have a traffic impact study that looks into that and determine whether or not we need upgraded improvements for that intersection. So
And then just a small question, will High Point be interrupted at all for the rest of us who live right there trying to get in and out while they're doing construction?
So we had a pre-construction meeting with the contractor. They're using the, what would you call that? The north side of High Point Boulevard where that field is now. They're going to use that as a staging area to dump some dirt. They think that it's going to be about a 2-week period for them to move that dirt to dig that pond. What we're going to do for safety concerns is we're going to make that a temporary 4-way stop right there so that the construction traffic wants to stop. I want to make sure that everybody stops, everybody looks both ways, because a lot of times on a construction site, all the people driving the equipment, they can kind of just, they get moving fast. And then in this situation, because you're crossing an actual thoroughfare, I want to make sure that they stop and look both ways. So we're going to have stop signs on that side. We're going to go ahead and make the other people stop as well. Again, they anticipate it just being 2 weeks. And then we'll close down one of the sidewalks on High Point Boulevard while they're constructing the water main. So we're going to do everything we can to ensure there's safety there during that time.
Good question. Thank you. Any other questions?
Alan Kitson. I have a couple of questions for the developer. First question would be, is there a projected timeline from the start of phase one to the finish of phase one? And then I know you can't give exacts, but what is your projected timeline from phase two starting and then phase three starting?
Awesome, thank you. We're hoping to begin construction this month. And the first building will open in April of 2027, next spring. And we're hoping that phase one, all 4 buildings are done by 4th of July of next year. And then depending on supply and demand and how fast we can fill them up is dependent on how fast we can start phase two. And so it's unlikely that we start phase two next year. That would be ideal, but it's more likely a spring of 28 start.
And
Hopefully before then, but you know, you gotta be conservative as well.
okay, is there a timeline for three to start, like in 29 or?
Again, it's supply and demand constraint. I would love to begin it as soon as possible, but it's all up to how fast we can rent apartments.
Okay, and then one last question, when will the amenities be put in? Will that be part of second phase or third phase when you talk about pickleball and that? When will that
So that
become a
would be- that would
reality?
be a part of phase three. On the other side of High Point, we'll have a great, beautiful clubhouse, some pickleball, some outdoor spaces as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Board.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I will close question comments from the audience, to the public, our board. Planning Commission, any questions down here? None? Any from our other side?
No, sir.
Go ahead, grab a mic.
So we keep talking about these amenities. We haven't seen site development plan yet, right? Have we? Did I miss that meeting?
For phase three, we have not. So
Phase three.
yeah, the east side or the north side is phase three. We've seen phases 1 and 2 site plan.
Okay, and that includes all the amenities that we're talking about.
Yes.
And those amenities will be maintained by the petitioner.
Correct.
All right, not a city park. All right, thank you. No other questions.
And one on that point, I assume it will be restricted to the residents, those amenities, right? Because, yeah, okay. All right, thank you. All right. No other questions from us. I will entertain a motion. Who wants it? Dwayne, you got beat out last time. You want it?
Way too much. I'll do the second.
I'll make a motion hold on. For a favorable recommendation, PC 2026-08. Based on the findings of fact and petition presented.
Okay. Second. There you go. First and second, please cast your ballots and pass them in, please.
This is for PC 2026-08. Mr. Lux votes yes. Mr. Comstock votes yes. Mr. Schuler votes yes. Mr. Nolly votes yes. Ms. Means Davis votes yes. Ms. Tinsley Price votes yes. And Mr. Garrett votes yes.
All right, so it has passed. So maybe the last time you have to come in until it's phase two. So we are now going to move on to other business, or actually onto, there's no other business, onto discussion. So Mr. Rude, you have the floor, sir.
Evening, Adam Rude, your planning director. Just a few items as we got through, it's already end of August, but as we got through kind of the halfway point of the year, a handful of state laws took effect July 1, as many of us know. And there's a few of those that I want to make all of you aware of, because there's going to be some different things we do towards the end of this year, and probably some ordinance amendments, some small ones that come through towards the end of this year. I'll kind of lump this whole discussion together, points 1 and 2 here. The big changes for planning, building, permitting come through a series of housing policy amendments that the state attached to, I think, a budget bill. House Enrolled Act 1001 that passed this session. Some of the amendments that we're gonna have to make, they've implemented definitions to some of our terms so that when state law says housing unit, we know what that means, and it's the same across the board. Some of it is that simple. Some other aspects, we have to make sure that we're permitting ADUs, accessory dwelling units in certain districts, and to a certain degree. We have to allow those by right, so without special approvals and that kind of stuff. For the most part, we already do a lot of that, and a lot of it's going to be cleanup. The other big piece that the bigger undertaking that came with House Bill 1001 is they're calling it a housing progress report and an ordinance audit. So on an annual basis, towards the end of the year, because we have to submit the report and the audit January. So towards the end of every year, we'll do public hearing. We'll do an audit of our current ordinance, how it pertains to housing. There's a few topics we specifically have to address in that report and in that audit. And then the report that we submit to the state also has to include a lot of the numbers that we're already pulling together from new home starts, new certificates of occupancy. We have to report number of lots that were approved, residential housing lots that were approved. There's a whole plethora of things that we get to report on now. So that all took place or was enacted July 1. So probably November of this year, we and the rest of the planners across the state are trying to figure out exactly what the state law meant, because there's some things in there that are not crystal clear, if you'll believe that. So probably November, we'll have that report and that audit, and we'll have a public hearing and have that discussion so we can submit that first of the year. And the other big piece, I don't know if it was in that House Enrolled Act 1001 or somewhere else. The state has also changed the way that we can update our filing fees, permit fees, those kinds of things. They can only be updated, it's either 2 or 3 years basis. The increase at most can be consumer price index, the inflation over that period. And there's a much longer waiting time before they actually take effect. That piece of the law actually takes effect January 1 of 27. So we are going to do an audit of all of our filing fees, both Plan Commission, BZA, and permit. A lot of the Plan Commission, BZA filing fees haven't been looked at since, I believe, 2019. So it's probably worth looking at anyways. But we're going to look at addressing those and making sure that they are where they need to be and they are appropriate before this law takes effect, because that is the new baseline we'll be able to use going forward. again, Plan Commission, BZA and permit wise. There were some other changes on the way that Clerk Treasurer's Office gets audited for and how some of those funds have to be handled, but that's for his office to deal with. So yeah, that's about it. Exciting stuff, I know. Yes. Around the same time, we'll probably, we've continued working with the attorneys on the necessary legal changes for the public notice stuff that we discussed at our meeting last month. So we did not intend for that to take effect until the 1st of next year anyways. We've already published meeting and deadline dates. So before we publish next year's, we thought that that could come through both Plan Commission, BZA and City Council to have all of that take effect.
Okay. Any questions, Brad?
Easy enough. While I'm here, no one's asked me yet, but the format of our agenda changed slightly, if any of you noticed.
Well, the next to last thing, has that always been on there?
So as we were looking through the rules and procedures for our public notice discussion, in our rules and procedures, we define exactly the items that are supposed to be on the agenda every month. So that is, these are the changes you see now. These are the bullet points that for 20 years we should have always had on the agenda. So
Have we always had reports from officers, committees, secretary, and the city attorney? Who's
it's
never
always
it?
been listed.
I never even noticed it.
Well, sorry, it's been listed in our rules and procedures.
It's never been on here.
Yeah, it's never been here. So that's what the changes are from.
Well, we don't even have a committee. We have one.
Black committee.
Well, yeah, you guys, yeah,
I think
okay.
technically we always have an executive.
I was just thinking of from up here. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a
Is that it?
question. I thought of something. We've had a lot of housing starts, a lot of apartments completed. And I think several years ago, we talked that with some of that, then it would attract other retail or restaurants or something like that. Anything been buzzing around that just curious what's in the hopper?
I don't think there's anything really coming down the pipeline. Myself, Mike, and Tyler went to a interesting event up in Indianapolis last week, maybe. It was more of a meet and greet for franchisees and franchisors, but we were there trying to
Drum up
city's
the
name in between, the people that
Fishers
are,
and the Carmels and the Zionsville.
yes, and the people that are interested in starting a business and selling franchises for businesses. So it was interesting.
Yeah.
That event was not our normal. But
Was Mr. Asher there too? Did he go?
he was moving
No,
his daughter
not
and
the development, not Treasurer Asher, sorry.
say that again.
Not Scott Bryan.
Brian.
Did
Oh,
Brian?
Brian. He was moving his daughter into college. That's how we got roped into
Ah,
that.
okay.
meeting. Yes, we were not the first choice, I think.
Yeah.
But
They did not send the salesman, did they? I'm not that you didn't sell. I'm just saying by trade.
yes,
Okay.
it was interesting.
All right.
All I got though. Oh,
Okay. In pre-meeting, we had a little chat about Wawa. Could you just give a little update about why it's not moving along?
yes.
Update. I was just saying.
Yes, so we granted approval on the site plan sometime last year. The state of Indiana, NDOT, Department of Transportation, granted their permit late last week. So
The 19th,
the
they got
19th.
their driveway permit. So that's how long it takes to get through the states.
So that is.
But I will
It
say,
should be moving,
just,
or going vertical.
just to kind of inform people, I mean, we already discussed it during the whole Wawa project process, but the main sticking point is that entrance on and off of State Road 44. NDOT, there's too much traffic there. They do not want to allow full access, which means coming out of Wawa to be able to turn left. I learned that it is a very dangerous intersection because just doing some SWIP inspections and stuff, stopping in there for a couple meetings, you sit there for a good 15 minutes just trying to find something. And then once traffic starts backing up at the light, you can't see around them. So I know a lot of people are going to cuss it for a little bit, but it is very important because that is a very dangerous, that intersection gets over 20,000, almost 21,000 cars a day. It gets a lot of traffic, and the state of Indiana or NDOT is starting to come through and put medians down, just like they did up in Greenfield, where they put the medians down along the middle of State Road 9. It's coming. So starting to get that traffic capacity. So we're going to see a lot of that as well. So
Yeah, Wellington is that way. I had to try to turn left off there today, and it's exactly, it was all done. So, anything else, sir?
That's all I got.
I just want to make one comment. I want to actually recognize Mr. Comstock out here because of all the engineers, and nothing against him, I like them all, but this guy's got his act on going on. He gives us a lot of detail. He does a good job. He knows what's going on and can educate us as well as the audience. And again, nothing against the previous ones, but it's a real asset to us. So thank you, Tyler.
Very well-spoken engineer.
yeah,
Well, I
get it.
didn't want to say it out loud, but yeah, he's not your typical engineer.
I think most engineers will say.
Nothing against my engineer friends, but yeah, but thank you. Yeah. All right. Motion to adjourn?